A lot of people don't know this, but as a Chromebook user, you actually have a ton of options when it comes to setting up a desk. So we wanted to actually curate and set up kind of what we think is the optimal, clean, minimalistic desktop setup when using a Chromebook, and kind of put together all the pieces for you so you can look at it and maybe get some ideas and some inspiration for how to set up your desk in your house or in your office. But before we get into all the bits and pieces of what's on that desk back there, this video is brought to you by NordVPN, and they're the VPN of choice for millions of users, including Chromebook users, because they will secure your browsing on any device. All you have to do is go over to chromeunbox.com/NordVPN to learn how you can get started with a 30-day money-back guarantee today. All right, so let's start out with the obvious part of this, the desk. It's the thing that everything's going to go on for a desk setup, and for it, we chose to go with the FlexiSpot sit-stand desk. And just as the name implies, it goes from sitting to standing with some presets, and it does so in a really unique way compared with other desks that we've used over the course of a couple years trying out different sit-stand desks. And what I mean by that is with its enclosed motors underneath that look really great, by the way, as it rises up and hits the predetermined spot that you've set it to, instead of hitting that with a jolt and shaking stuff that's on the desk, it does so nice and smooth and slows into position, so you don't have to worry about moving anything on your desk or rearranging or holding your stuff while you adjust the desk. Just hit the button, stand back for just a second, and let it just slowly rise into position. It's a nice touch, and it just kind of matches the overall theme of the desk. It's well put together, it's easy to assemble, it looks great, all the fit and finish is just really nice, and everything feels like it's just tight and compact and in a great spot. And overall, we've just been super pleased with the FlexiSpot desk and the chair too. So this chair that I'm sitting in is actually from FlexiSpot also. It's one of their ergonomic chairs, ergonomic office chairs. Again, super affordable and well put together, easy to put together. It looks great. It feels great to sit in. The back support's really good. And so in general, we're just impressed with this chair too. So FlexiSpot really has provided the nice base for a desk setup and creating a great workspace to put all your stuff on and a great chair for you to put your butt in. So moving on to stuff that's actually on the desk, the most eye-catching piece up there obviously is the ultra-wide LG 34-inch display, and it's a Quad HD class display, meaning it's 1440 pixels in height, but it's 3440 pixels in width, which gives you a ton of workspace, lots of room to move stuff around. Add to that the fact that it's super colorful, the colors are nice and vibrant, blacks are nice and deep, contrast ratios are great, viewing angles are great, and the curved display gives you this slightly immersive effect as you look at it over the course of a work day. And for those of you wondering, the curved display, your brain somehow fixes that after a couple of days of looking at it. I don't really even see the curve anymore. But overall, just using that monitor in conjunction with just about any Chromebook, I mean, the Pixelbook's up there with it right now, but any Chromebook I've plugged into it, it just plugs and plays really nicely with it. And I've just loved using this monitor on a daily basis. I just can't recommend it enough. So attached to that monitor, just like I said, any Chromebook really would push this monitor just fine. We chose the Pixelbook for this particular video because, again, like this monitor, it's a device I tend to fall back on after I'm done reviewing any other Chromebook. For those of you who don't know much about the Pixelbook, I'll summarize it this way. It's one of the best built laptops I've ever used. The keyboard and trackpad are amazing. The screen looks great and stands up to just about anything. And then just the overall build quality, the fit and finish, even though the device is coming up on 2 years of age, just feels futuristic and awesome and forward thinking. Google nailed it on this device, and it's still, to this day, my favorite Chromebook. Holding the Pixelbook up in the air is the 12 South Curve laptop stand, and while it will work for just about any laptop, it works really well here, and especially in this setup with the kind of curved monitor and the curved base. The curve of this particular laptop stand really works in this overall setup, so that's why we went with it. For those of you who aren't looking for a dual monitor setup like we have going on here, 12 South also sells the Book Arc holder, and so it's the idea being you can kind of close your Chromebook up, hook it up to the extended display, and then just kind of set it off to the side out of the way and just use your main external monitor. Regardless of how you choose to extend your monitor, whether you do the kind of dual display setup or go with the clamshell, you're going to need an external keyboard and an external pointing device. And for this setup, we chose to go with the Bridge C-type keyboard for obvious reasons. It's really the only Bluetooth keyboard made specifically for Chromebooks and Chrome OS devices in general. The click is great on it. The thing looks awesome on a desk. It's super small and portable, has great battery life. We can't say enough good things about this keyboard, so obviously it's the choice on the desk. Alongside that keyboard, you'll see the Microsoft Surface mobile mouse, and the reason we went with it is just it looks really nice and it complements the keyboard quite well. And in general, it's easy to pair up. It works well with Chromebooks and is just nice and minimal and clean and doesn't have a bunch of crazy buttons and stuff all over it. And you can pick it up and throw it in your bag. It doesn't take up a lot of room. Additionally, we have the Apple Magic Trackpad 2, which just started working well with Chromebooks not too long ago. And so it becomes the obvious choice right now as we don't have any trackpads, any wireless trackpads that work with basically anything, not just Chromebooks. I mean, Apple seems to be the only one making a wireless trackpad right now until Bridge comes out with theirs that's made specifically for Chrome OS. For now, this is the only option, and it works insanely well, honestly, for an Apple product to work on a Chromebook. And so if you're looking for just a trackpad to have on your desk instead of a mouse, this is the easy option. Another device we chose to include on this desk setup is the SanDisk Extreme SSD. This is the terabyte version of this device, and it's just useful in a lot of scenarios, especially where you may or may not have great internet connection. So if you need to physically move something from your workstation to someone else's, you need a way to do that, and you can do that with USB thumb drives. You can do it with SD cards. This kind of becomes a one-stop shop for not just moving something, but giving someone something that they can actually work from, because the transfer speeds are so quick on this drive that you could hand it to somebody, they could be editing video or whatever on it, and it moves stuff around so quick that it's just as fast as the internal drives on your devices. And what desk setup would be complete without music? Well, maybe not for you, but for us, music is super important to just the overall office vibe. And so we wanted to include two different options, one for when you can just kind of play music out loud, and one for when you need to be closed off and in your own space and really laser focused. For the speaker option, we went with the Sony Here Go. Awesome speaker, really odd name. You'll see it in the description below. It's H.Eargo. So Here Go, H.Eargo. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because the thing sounds awesome. Has all kinds of ways you can line into it, from Bluetooth to line in, and most importantly, Chromecast. So instead of hooking up Bluetooth to this thing and then walking away and it's stuttering and just aggravating people around you, once you set up that cast session, it's going to keep playing music whether you're there or whether you've left the office. And it's just a nice touch to a really great sounding speaker. And for those times you need to be closed off from the world or you don't want to interrupt anybody around you, we've chosen the Bose QC35 version 2 that has the Google Assistant built in. Version 1's probably just as good, but if you want that assistant support, these have it. But in general, Bose builds the best noise canceling headphones you can buy, and some people would say that the new ones from Sony are a little bit better. But overall, when it comes down to comfort and avoiding all of the outside noise and just feeling good and sounding amazing and folding up and being nice and compact, Bose just kills it with these headphones. They're fantastic whether you're on a plane or if you're just sitting at your desk and you need to zone out the entire world and put these things on. They do a fantastic job of taking care of all of that background noise and just delivering you this nice, awesome, wide soundscape whenever you're listening to whatever music it is you choose to listen to. So that about does it for this minimal, clean Chromebook desktop setup. If you want to know anything more about the stuff that we talked about in this video, all of the links for all of the things that we talked about are in the description below. If you like videos like this and want to see more stuff like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel also down there, and hit that notification bell to be alerted for future videos just like this one. And until next time, we'll see you.